Okay. Now I want to share with you like a real world tool that I'm actually going to build for myself now, and I'm literally going to walk you through how I do that. So you may have seen in some of my other videos. Every morning I will try to complete like a morning routine, like a morning check-in, and every evening I will also try to do the same, do like an evening checkout, which is an analysis of my particular day, the mistakes that I made, things that I achieved, things that I didn't achieve, and any kind of improvements and just kind of general notes that I have. And then I will kind of review them each week, each month, and each quarter, and each year as well. Um, so anyway, one thing that I'm really doing at the moment is trying to optimize my health. So every single morning, I will do a blood pressure check, which is done by a smart blood monitor, it integrates with Apple Health. So I put it on, it takes my blood, it puts to Apple Health, and then it syncs over to Notion automatically. And this is really what I'm focused on with automation at the moment. It's kind of about keeping me in check, building out systems and bots and so on that keep me as a human on the right path that I want to be on, essentially. So what we're going to build here is a bot that checks, did I actually complete that in the morning? And if I didn't, it's going to send me reminders to check my blood pressure. So let's come over into Notion and I'll just show you my kind of daily tracking as well. So active day. So this, when it's empty, every morning I will come in here and I will hit in new day. And if we knock this down, these are all of the different parameters that I'm kind of tracking day to day. So today's income, my effort, feelings, health, my personal feelings. The reason I put these up here as well is just so I can have them in like a database view, like a table view, something like this. And it's very easy for me to be able to visualize and monitor everything, compared to needing to open up the page each time. I monitor how much sleep I have, body fat percentage, calories, fats, carbs, proteins, morning blood pressure, morning heart rate, evening blood pressure, evening heart rate, daily steps, average walking heart rate, blood glucose, core sleep, deep sleep, REM sleep, resting heart rate, sleep start, sleep end, time in bed, total exercise, hours awake, heart rate variability, and evening blood pressure. That's in there twice, actually. I've just noticed that. And then also I log any workouts that I've done today. So if you see how many different metrics are here, of course, I don't do any of this manually. This is all done through wearing like an Apple Watch, or if you use, what's the name of it, Whoop, any type of wearable band like that, you can, it will, as long as it syncs over to Apple Health, you can pull that data out automatically. And then I choose to sync it over here. And as well, I mentioned already, I have a scientist guy that I basically pay to analyze my health. So I sent him over all of the raw data, and he helps me to optimize and improve my health. So again, all of this is done automatically, except for the morning blood pressure and the evening blood pressure. It syncs. I take the readings automatically, but just sometimes I forget. So this is the same as me kind of setting an alarm for me to do it. So we're going to build out a reminder system that if I don't complete X, I get a reminder. So you can apply this to anything. It doesn't need to be a morning blood pressure thing. It could be any habit, any routine that you have, or anything else, any tasks that you're not doing. I'm basically going to spam myself with reminders until I actually do it. So if you have a habit in your life that you're not completing as often as you want to, this is kind of like a backup option for me, let's say. So let's come into Notion. We'll search objects, and yeah, I can show you my like daily tracking as well. Perhaps it's interesting for some of you. I've kind of refined this over the years. Every morning I kind of just fill this out, like what I'm grateful for. I'm not particularly spiritual, to be completely honest, but just to take a minute to kind of be appreciative of the life that I've built for myself, the people that I have around me, whatever it is, just taking a moment to appreciate. It can be anything as stupid as appreciating my coffee in the morning, just taking a moment to kind of, appreciate my situation. what would make today great. This is very simple exercise. Essentially, what are 3 tasks? What would make today a successful day for me? So I just write them out, and then not to do list things that I don't want to do. So that is actually fed up automatically from my evening routine. I'll come in here and I fill out, what did I achieve today? What could I have improved? And what are my disappointments? And then when I come back in to this template the next morning, I can click my improvements, and it will show me both my improvements and my disappointments from the previous days, just so that I remember what I failed on previous days, to hopefully introduce that into my life to stop me failing at them again. Habits and routines. I have my tasks here, and then I also have like a little habit tracker. I track the things that I'm doing. But anyway, let's come over into the dashboard, and we're going to search for database ID, and the database is going to be daily tracking, and we only want to select the first one. What do we have here? So coming down into properties value, we can see all of the properties that I mentioned. They're all up here. And in fact, because and like, by the way, I definitely don't pretend to be perfect at all. There are a lot of days where I don't even fill out my daily tracking. For whatever reason. And generally, if I don't do that, it means that I have an unproductive day. It means that I'm out of control. So we could actually build 2 steps to this automation. I'm just going to run this again. Okay, properties are here. Okay, cool. So I'll probably put together a router, flow control router, and I'm going to do Apple iOS, and we're going to do create a notification. So on this particular path, we're going to do if that's why I was tracking the exact time. If morning blood pressure plain text does not exist, send an Apple Watch notification, 14 Pro Max, and it will also come through on my, it will send over to my phone. Anything that goes on the phone, it will also ping over to the Integromat app on the Apple Watch. So if you have an Apple Watch as well, this is like another interesting thing. And I kind of use the Apple Watch for things like this, to keep me in track with my system, and to make sure that I'm getting the things done that I want to. And so it just means when I'm out and about, I'm still kind of in touch with my Notion system. And you get the same with your phone as well. But yeah, okay. Take morning blood pressure. Action default browser show default settings. So interesting one as well. We can actually set the action to open a browser, and then we could actually build out a system to mark that it has been completed. But in fact, we don't really need to do that. But that would be an interesting way to use this automation. We can send an API request from that, from opening the browser. Advanced settings, no, that's all fine. So I haven't taken my blood pressure this morning, which is why I built this, which is why I had the idea to build this in the first place. I've just got a notification, and we've also just got a sale. So two bits of good news at once. I've just got, oh yeah, it's payday. Good, Friday. Does it want to zoom in? No. Anyway, passwords, come on. Anyway, we've just got a notification on the Apple Watch saying to take morning blood pressure. So we know that is now working. And just to kind of build this out a little bit more as well, so take morning blood pressure, that is a very good one for us to have. And then we can just build out a couple of other things as well. So, for example, every day, these ones are really good for me. Feelings, health, and feeling personal, I really like. They're very useful for me to review at the end of the week. So if I come into Apple iOS and send a push notification and we do condition, we want now is we're going to use a we're going to use a time operator. Now greater than now, and we're going to set the hour I think it's going to be 18. Set hour. So as well, Integromat, as I remember, is actually based on a UK time zone. So I am currently in Tbilisi, which is +4 hours. So we can set the time to be anything past 3 p.m. UK time, which would be 7 p.m. Georgian time, will trigger down this path. And I also want the condition then that I've forgotten what the feelings was. It yes, feelings condition plain text does not exist. So if the current date and time is greater than 3 p.m. UK time, 7 p.m. Georgian time, because this is my evening checkout, and also that my feelings for health does not exist, then we can trigger a notification here. So again, we'll send to 14 Pro Max, complete evening wind down. Complete evening wind down. And I'll often send some pretty funny messages to myself here, like kind of saying like you're falling out of like your system, and kind of urging myself on how important it is that I stop whatever I'm doing to go and complete this system. Health, that is body, take morning blood pressure, show settings. Okay. And so that actually won't run, but yeah, okay. In fact, this automation is pretty much done. This was really a quick one to do. And I would probably set this to run like every 15 minutes, or, depending how important this habit is to you, we could set it to run like every minute. And it would mean if ever I don't fill out this, in fact, I'm going to set it to 1 minute. Why not? If ever I don't fill out my morning blood pressure, because this is a really important one to me, it means every minute my phone is going to get spammed with complete your blood pressure. And same in the evening, if I don't complete my checkout routine, my Apple Watch and my phone are both going to be spammed with notifications saying to complete this. So this is what I kind of, to go into a bit more detail about my like more recent philosophies on automation, is I think as humans we're great, particularly on like creative tasks, is where I think we really thrive. And in terms of building out like systems and so on, it falls down to your kind of personal discipline and your work ethic, to complete all of the tasks and get everything done that you need to. And I think it's just quite important to accept. I would say I'm a very disciplined person. I'm pretty hardworking as well. However, life happens. Things happen, distractions happen, you forget about stuff, you get pulled into a task that you can't get away from. Whatever it is, building out these systems with automation has been like a massive, I don't really like to use the term life hack, but I'll use it anyway, have been a massive, let's say like improvement in my life, in being able to, employ automation to make sure that I complete all of the things that I want to. So as much as automation isn't able to complete this task for me, it's able to spam me with notifications that are going to annoy me until I complete said task. So yeah, I just thought I'd share this as it's like a bit of a unique way again of using automation as reminders for things. But remember, like, you can also trigger these for anything. Like I built out Airtable monitoring dashboards as well for if a specific alert or if an event takes place or doesn't take place, if our team doesn't do something, if someone hasn't done an activity within Airtable, we can trigger notifications over to the Apple Watch so that you have, or over to your phone, so that you always have like a complete overview of what is going on within your business, particularly like critical things and things that are important to you. This is a really, really useful setup to have. So yeah.